welcome to the Wild at Heart Show, Real Authentic Uncut, the show for men, by men, about men here on USA Global TV and radio. My name is Roland. I'm the creator of the show, the host of the show, and besides that, I do several other shows. 2 hours ago, I had the environmental show, the Earth Show, and on Tuesdays, the Mallorca Connection and business shows. But mainly, I'm an entrepreneur, a businessman. So together with my team in Switzerland, we consult, coach, train, inspire organizations worldwide in, I don't know, in 8 or 9 languages. That's my main business since more than 25 years. And besides this, I dedicate my life to men's work. And the reason for that is I'm a man by myself, and I experience that I have a lack of communication skills, especially talking about my inner world, talking about my emotions, my anxieties, my beliefs. And I always get this feedback from my girlfriend that I should work on that. And I found out it's not only me, it's many other gentlemen have issues, and men need men to talk. That's why I started Men's Work on Sparring for Men, and that's why we brought it on the show. And we started actually in May, a few months ago, and it's already show number 30, I guess. I'm not quite sure. I think so. Yeah, but I always, like always, I'm not alone. I have a bunch of nice guys and gentlemen, or what we call the panelists, from different parts of the world with different backgrounds. So let's welcome them for today's show. The topic is me time. It's about taking care about yourself as a man. It's about me time. What we are doing. Do we need to have a me time? How we spend a me time? Do we feel guilty when I me time? So we talk about me time. So let's start and welcome my dear friend from Germany, Christian. Hi, Christian. You're muted. Hello, Christian.
Okay, well, I just forgot to unmute myself. Hi, guys. How you doing, Roland? Everything's fine over there in Spain?
Yeah, thanks. It's fine, actually. Yeah, absolutely. I'm here in Malaga, in the south of Spain, and yeah, looking forward to see you guys. And very interesting how you guys spend your me time. Hey,
yeah, let's go get
back on the
guys.
show. Yeah, so let's welcome from Middle East, from the sunny Middle East, my dear friend Mounir from Egypt.
Hello, Roland. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
I'm Christian.
I'm
Good to be with you again.
Yeah, good to have you back on the show, Mounir. All good? All good in the Middle East?
Yes, perfect. Can't complain.
Perfect.
We have the World Cup now, so we're absolutely happy.
The football, yeah. Okay. Yes. Got it. So our next gentleman is joining us from the UK. Whoa. Big Scott is in the house again.
Yo. How we doing?
I'm great. How you doing, man? All good?
Yeah, all good. Yeah. Just settling in, hibernating for the winter.
Yeah, winter's coming. It's coming. We're middle in this. Tomorrow is December already, and we had a conversation backstage. We already heard the jingle bells, all this stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Good to have you back on board. Whoa. Yeah. And yeah, our dear brother MARCIN is off today, but we have again here, also from the Middle East, from Egypt, our dear friend and gentleman hazem.
Yes, hello guys. How are you?
There he is. Hello, hazem. Great to have you back. Hello. All good.
Hello, everybody. Nice to be here again.
Hi, how are you doing? hazem, are you in Egypt? Or are you traveling? Or are you in Egypt? Where are you?
Yes, I'm in Egypt. Yeah. But,
okay.
But out of in another place, maybe the connection will be not so good with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we can hear you. Okay, gentlemen, it's about me time. Does a man need a me time? What is a me time for a man? What are you doing in your me time? Do you feel guilty when you get a me time? a lot of questions. Who wants to start? Who wants to jump in about me time? I'm very curious, guys. What you're doing in your me time? Because I love my me times. Scott, I love my me times. Scott, come on.
Yeah, no, I like my me times. There's different me times. There's me times with my daughter. There's me times with my partner. There's me times in my work. But then there's me time. And sometimes in my me time, I don't want to do anything. Sometimes it's just nice to have a day or two to just recharge, mill around the house or whatever, and then go out and do something. I like socializing with people, listening to new music. But a lot of my me time's taken up by promoting new music and stuff. So I enjoy doing that. So most of my free time at the moment is with my daughter. Do you know what I mean? So, which I think is, the father-daughter bond is quite important. So, and she's 15 now, so, well, she'll be 15 next month in 2 weeks' time. So, yeah, most of my me time is taken up with my daughter. But in my spare time, I like to read a book, an inspirational book, something, or learn something new, or just watch. I like watching programs about how things are made, how things are constructed, how they're deconstructed and stuff. So I like to explore the world in my me time as well. So I'm not one of these people that's bought a Peloton bike machine or goes to the gym at 4 a.m. in the morning or does yoga at 3 a.m. before the birds have even woken up. So, but I think it's important. We all have to have me time during the day, whether it's just an hour to yourself. We have all got heavy workloads, but you just need to be able to switch off. And in your lunch break, go and sit in a park and read a book or have a coffee or something like that. Make the most of your free time and turn it into me time.
So Scott, you're not into worms. You don't like a worm. There's a saying, the early bird gets the worm.
Oh, the early bird catches the worm. No, yeah. I don't like worms. I gave those up when I was about 7. When I was down at the bottom of the garden. But yeah.
Okay, I have a question to you. Actually, I have 2 questions. When you talk about me time for yourself, just you. Do you have a me time where you say, it's longer than an hour? I go have a me time for a week or even longer, a month? There's one question. The second question.
Yeah. Sometimes, it's hard to fit in that, but it's like before the pandemic, I went and spent a week with my friend in Spain and let him take me around and show me his new apartment, taught me how to play ping pong and all of them sort of things. You know what I mean? So it's nice to get away. I'm used to traveling alone, so it's nothing scary. And even though you're in a relationship and partnerships and marriages and stuff, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder. So go away for a week with the boys, or decide to go and make a drum in the deepest, darkest woods, or climb a mountain, or do something. Do you know what I mean? Just to invigorate yourself, because we all go through ups and downs in life, but you've got to do something to excite yourself. And also as well, with the me time, we're all earning money all the time, but it's to pay bills and stuff. But when you earn some money once a week, buy yourself something, treat yourself to something, because otherwise what's the point of earning all that money? Do you know what I mean? So
and I have before I go to the other guys, I have an additional question. Do you plan your me times in advance to make sure that you have enough time for yourself, or you just go with the flow when you have a desire or a need for me time to recharge and reconnect, or do you really schedule it?
No, I think your body lets you know when you need, or my body lets me know when I need me time. And sometimes that me time, as I say, is just rest and relaxation, because if you overwork and you don't charge, then the battery is useless. So but plan in some me time, say, right, on Sunday morning, because I'm always helping other people, and I'm always, I'll do things for other people before myself. But sometimes you need to say, right, do you know what, on Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, I'm just going to get up and do something. This is what I'm going to do. And it's sod's law. When you plan to do something yourself, you get a phone call. Oh, Scott, can you help me out with this? Or can you do this? Oh, when is it? Oh, on Saturday. And you're like, oh, well, I planned that time for myself. No, that is your time. Do you know what I mean? Let people work around your schedule. But yes, you schedule some me time, whether it's an hour a day a week, a week every 6 months or something. But just give yourself that time to be you. Be carefree, because otherwise life becomes stagnant. You know what I mean? And it also gives you something to look forward to as well, I think, which is always good to have something to look forward to.
A friend of mine said a few weeks ago when we met here in Spain, he said, I only need twice a year me time, the first 6 months and the second 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, my dear friend Mounir, how about you? I know that you're always a very busy man. We know since many years already.
I don't.
I know
I
you're
don't
always very
learn.
busy. You're very focused. You're very on performance. I know that you really challenge yourself on being on task. How about you?
Yeah,
How
but
about me
I'm.
time?
Man, this is. I mean, I must admit that I'm not really good in that. It's I didn't learn, although I understand and I feel and I can sense the value of this me time. I always feel the guilt that you were talking about, Roland. Is that, if I give some leisure to myself for me time or relaxation and so on, it starts to be feeling that I am guilty about not being at work, not being attentive to the things that I do have. And when I go to work, I feel a little bit of, so not a little bit, guilt as well, because I'm not with my wife, I'm not with the kids, I'm not with having. So this is the idea: is that you always feel that you have to be in all the cases all the time. And like Big Scott, I'm always available for supporting people, helping people, and so on. But as my wife just said a few weeks back, you don't have limits. I mean, you're invaded. Everyone can reach you at their time, but without having your limits and being able to put this kind of boundaries, so that people will understand that you do have important stuff. You do take care of yourself as well. So I'm very lousy at that. The only time that I was able to do it that was from 2016, after my divorce. It was in May 2016 until July 2019. So this is the time where I was able to have my me time very perfectly. I was alone. I was in control. My work at that point of time, I did not open my the business that I'm being responsible on now. So at that point of time, I was able to really put some schedule for that. Weekends are weekends. I don't work at the weekends. I don't work at nights and so on. But now I just work since I wake up until I go to sleep. Don't do that.
Yeah, please, my dear friend, we need you longer. Please, get your me time. Before I continue with the other panelists, you said you had your me time when you between 2016 and 2019.
Yes.
What don't you miss it?
I'll tell you
Don't
what.
you miss it?
How? Of course, I was a better person in all aspects. I mean, I love reading. I do love books. I have a large library, and I do this kind of reading, and I really miss that. So now it's just like few pages every week. If in the Friday morning for us is this is like the Sunday morning for you. But eventually, no, I did not finish a book since maybe a year or something. That's bad. On the other hand, I mean, World Cup, I don't watch it. So the idea is that I really do miss it. From a health perspective, I was better. I was much more calmer. My brain, my nervous system was able to handle difficult situation, rather than now. I can see, like in the car, when you see that there are this in there are things that are going to red and flashing, beep 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 beep, and then I don't stop. I don't stop the engine, and I still continue to work and work and work. And that means that a lot of mistakes are being done. I'm nervous. I don't sleep well. I don't eat well. And I go gaining weight again. So after I've lost a lot of weight, I was running, doing sports. So yes, of course, I miss this in all aspects, Roland. It's really important, and I really miss it. I really miss my older version from that.
So it's a good starting point to show in this discussion, my dear friend, because New Year's Eve is coming and you can challenge yourself for next year.
Yeah. Did it work with anyone? I don't know.
Yeah, it lasts for about 2 weeks. You do it for about 2 weeks, and then it's like, oh, I'll do it next year. I'll do it next year. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think it is mainly the stress of work, the stress of the dynamics in the world, the anxiety of not being successful and so on. And every time you want to do that, so you don't. I mean, it's not. The building system is not working for me, right? Where I say, okay, I need to live before everything. This is me. Before, in order to be able to give to my work, I need to give to myself first. That's not happening.
No, but it's important. It's important to take care about ourselves. And before we continue with the other guys, I remember when I was 20, 21, I was working for a company, actually as a freelancer, and I was working a lot and not complaining, making a hell of money. And the last week in this special year, I was actually the last month, December, the company sent me to a German town. They told me you can make a hell of money there, a gold city, Pforzheim. I guess Christian will know the city, so go there. People are rich there. You will sell a lot. And I went there, and I was so exhausted because I had no me time, no vacation, nothing. But I went there, and yeah, and it didn't work. It didn't work. The business didn't work. And then I said, you know what? The day is already fucked off. I leave. I just go. I leave. And I went to, it's a kind of zoo, where they have animals like hawks and eagles with loves and wolves. So I went there, walking in nature, communicating with these animals, recharging my batteries without feeling guilty. Coming back the next day, and business was working. Yeah. Sometimes we just have to step back and recharge and restart, and then it's working much better because there's less pressure inside, especially when we are in sales. The customer feels the pressure that we are suffering, and then they're not buying. And a second example, I had so I learned about me time. So I learned, okay, make a break, doesn't matter what it is. If it's not working, make a break, step out, reconnect, have your me time just for yourself, and then do a restart the next day or next week and all of it. And after a while, I forgot about it, and I was working for a corporation. I guess I mentioned it. I was the youngest member of board of director of a huge company. They paid me hell of money. I was working 16, 18 hours a day. And as I was the youngest, they always called me. And I remember in my first marriage, on Wednesday evening was always the me time for my wife and myself. So somebody was taking care about our 3 boys. We went out for a restaurant. This was always Wednesdays, actually 9 o'clock, quite late for Austrians. And one of these evenings, the owner of this company called me at 10:30 p.m. And at this time the mobile phones came up. So my mobile phone was ringing. Everybody, the restaurant was turning around because it was not very common that you have a mobile phone with you. And I forgot to switch it off, and I had it with me. I don't know why. And so I was looking at it, and I said, oh shit, the owner is calling. And my wife was looking at me, and I picked up the phone, and I said, yes. And I couldn't even continue. My wife, she took the phone and said, hello, mister. I won't know my name. This is Astrid. I'm Roland's wife, and he's working a lot for your company. He loves what he's doing. He's very inspired and passionate. But now it's 10 p.m. It's our time. We have dinner. And I hope for you that you also have somebody who enjoys dinner with you. Thanks and bye-bye. You see him tomorrow. Boom. And she hung up. And I was sitting there. I said, fuck, what are you doing? He kicks me out. And the next time I came in the office quite in the morning, and he was waiting on me already. And so I said, please give my sincerest regards to your wife, and I will never call you again in the evening. But anyway, we need our me time. Christian, how about you?
How about me? About me time? Well, my definition of me time is really me time. So that means me alone with no other person. And I am having this as often as I can. Usually, I meditate, different styles. Sometimes I use something that is called a hemisync meditation. Sometimes I just go for a walk in the woods, and those are the times I am reflecting myself, like my behavior, reflecting my emotions, and I'm reflecting what I'm doing in work. Am I still on track, or do I have to adjust something? Things like that. And the sad thing is that people start such things after something happened, like they get into a burnout, or they get a depression, or they get a heart stroke, or they got a accident somehow by car, or by, I don't know, by bike or whatever. So this is kind of sad that we are like grown-up men in this case. We don't get that point that is important to, like, I don't want to have my batteries low until I get the point. Okay, I got to recharge. No, I want to charge them before they are low, because then I'm performing much better. So I think it's a healthy way to always be in a very good energetic state, because then, like you said, Roland, business would be better and stuff would be better, and I am more resilient to everything, so I can handle and deal with things much better. So this is why I'm taking me time really as me time. I'm not going to be distracted by my telephone. I switch it off, and really switch it off, not only flight mode, but really switch it off, or leave it home, or stuff like that. So I'm really put some time for me only.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you if you switch off your phone, but you just mentioned it.
Yeah, I was going to
Christian,
say that's a fundamental thing, and I think it's a hard thing for people to do. Oh, I've got nothing to do, I'll look at my phone. I'm guilty of it myself. When you can get absorbed and time goes, and me time is cutting away from everything. Grounded with nature, barefoot in the grass. Yeah.
And we're so scared that we miss something. Yeah, absolutely. Christian, I have an additional question. When you have your me times, you just have them when you have time for it, or you plan it, you really schedule it on a regular base?
No, I'm taking it every day, at least. As I'm taking it every day when I'm on a business trip. That's the way. I'm taking it. I don't go out in bars and have a talk which is really meaningless. No, I stay home, do my meditation, and go to sleep. So I'm fit 6 o'clock morning and can get up and be on track, stuff like that. And see the other guys, they're hanging around having such a head on, like a hangover. And I don't do that. I can see no sense in that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. But to answer your question, I don't have to plan it. I do it anyway.
Yeah. Well,
so
that's good.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to have my batteries really getting low.
Yeah, I can absolutely relate to this, because I also have a me time actually every day, especially in the morning. So I get up quite early without phone, without looking at it. For my phone is still on flight mode. I get up in the morning, I walk the dog, I feed the cat, and have my time, my me time every single day. Yeah, and it's really to recharge my batteries. Yeah.
I have one more thing just came to my mind. For me, this is like training, like I do it in apnoe diving. The more I train my ability to be resilient, the more I get resilient. This is how I experience it. So the more stress from the outside I can take, because I know I got enough energy. So it's like workout.
Yeah. And actually, what you say, Christian, I also what Mounir mentioned, because I know both sides. I was like Mounir the years before, and then I changed totally because I found out it doesn't make sense. Actually, for me, it was an experience. I had a very bad accident. A car hit me when I was running, and I was forced to have a long me time in the hospital. So I was not. It was not my free will. I was forced to, and I learned, okay, yeah, take a time, because when a car hits you, whatever happens, you have your me time. That's what I learned. But what I want to say, Edo, is sometimes it's really difficult because we feel guilty, like Mounir said. I said, yeah, even if I'm not working, but there's family, there are kids, there's wife, or there's parents. Everybody's expecting something from us, and we feel guilty when we say no, we take a time out. But I learned that we need it, because when, as you said, Christian, the more you train your resilience, the better you are. And I also believe that we only can be there for others when we are in a good shape and fit. When we are really tired and exhausted and depressed, there's no value for the others too. So we need this time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think we're scared. We're scared to say no, and that's where the guilt factor comes from, I think. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, no, I'm going to take time out for me. And if you don't prioritize yourself, who's going to? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, I can't be there for any other person the way I want to be when I'm not on 100%. So take care of yourself.
What I also learned, I guess, what you said, Scott, in the beginning, is what I learned is the me time is not to be. I don't have to be productive in the me time, even. Yeah, I don't have to read a special book or educate myself. I can just do nothing, just really and enjoying and doing nothing.
And I think that's one thing that women can't understand. Do you know what I mean? You'd just be sat. I could be sat in a chair, not thinking, like Christian was saying, just mulling over in my mind, analysing myself, talking to myself internally, and they'll be like, "What are you thinking about?" And I'm like, "Nothing in particular." Well, you must be thinking about something. It's like, no. Yeah. And we can do that. Men have that capability. We'll go fishing for 8 hours, sit there and say nothing. But that 8 hours is really therapeutic. If you catch a fish, then hey ho. But if not, you're looking at nature or whatever. It's just that being, as Christian was saying, in your own solace and being comfortable in your own solace. And as you said, Roland, not having to do anything. You know, you might have, you work 6 days a week, you get a day off, and you think, right, on that day off, I've got to do my washing, my laundry, get the car sorted, I've got to do this, that, the other. And you just think, no, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm having the day off. And then while you're laying there having your day off, you're thinking, oh, do you know what? I could be doing this, that, the other. So it's not really a day off because you're still worrying about it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Hazem, how about you? I know that you're also very business driven, very successful in business. How about you? Do you have a me time? Hazem, can you hear us? I guess you're frozen.
I think he's frozen from a while.
Okay, from frozen for a while. Okay. Maybe he can come back to us. Yeah, so that's what I learned, our guys are having a me time without feeling really me time, and just doing nothing, because my body wants to do nothing. My mind just wants to do nothing. And actually, since I'm traveling in my motorhome or living in my motorhome full time, I have plenty of meal time. Of course, I work, I do my TV shows. I had a 2-hour coaching, executive coaching today. But I absolutely enjoy having me time without feeling guilty and really doing nothing, nothing.
But it's like
the maximum.
Yeah.
Now the maximum is walking the dog at the beach is the maximum of doing something. And get some food and chew a little bit my food.
But I think one thing that I think it was Christian said is what tends to happen, you have to have something really bad happen in your life for you to start actually evaluating life and looking at life. And I think as young men and whatever, myself in particular, when you're in relationships, you go from one relationship to another, but I've had sort of big breaks in between. And I think a lot, not just men, but women as well, are scared to be on their own and in their own solace. And I think that me time, that's fundamental. Do you know what I mean? But and sometimes life forces it upon us, and other times we just wake up and go, hang on a minute, we're going to reevaluate life. What is life for me? Do you know what I mean? And to know yourself internally, how often, and that me time can just be sitting, reflecting, talking to yourself. I think Christian does it. I think we all do it. We analyze ourselves in our minds, we talk in our minds, at 100 miles an hour, but we're checking up on ourselves, and we need to check back and see where we've come from. Do you know what I mean? We need to praise ourselves. you know, because we forget the achievements with, you know, not just children or business success or whatever, but other things in your life. You know, pat yourself on the back. That's a little bit of me time. You know what I mean? Look back into your old trophies, polish up your old trophies and stuff. But like, yeah, I remember when I did that. Do you know what I mean? So
Yes.
Actually,
I think
Scott, you brought
one of the important things, as you say, Big Scott. I think what we also can try to do is like when we reflect, we can reflect like how was our last week and what have I done good to somebody else, like not only polishing your trophies but polishing yourself for what kind of human you became. Okay, hey, well, this is working out. I'm getting better in, I don't know, being a happy person and stuff like that. Like appreciating yourself. That's
my neighbor. It's like my neighbor. I've just bought a new computer off him, and when he was sat down, there was a bass amp in front of me. He went, "Where did you get that from?" I said, "Oh, somebody gave it to me and said, you know, I would give it a good home." He says, "What is it?" And people giving you stuff, and I'm like, "Well, I'm a channel, and I had an old computer that was sat on my side of where my desk is here, and it's a touch screen, and I got it off of a friend, and I never used it. I put it up on Facebook. Within 10 minutes, a grandfather contacted me and said, "Oh, can I have that for my autistic son?" And I was like, wow, there you go. It's been sat there gathering dust, and I used to get all bits of tech and gadget, and I found a stylus pen. So now this kid's got a touch screen with a stylus pen, and I was like, that makes you feel good. Do you know what I mean? Just reflecting on, and sometimes you won't even know what good you've done to somebody in that day. Do you know what I mean? By giving them a smile or whatever. I went in to get a coffee the other day, and I helped an old man put a TV in the back of his car, and he gave me a box of Lindt chocolates. I went to go and buy a coffee, and I said to the girls, "Do you want a chocolate?" They had one took two, and they were like, "Oh, well, if she's having two, I'm having two." And there was a little bit of a banter in the shop. Do you know what I mean? But they're like, I love putting a smile on people's faces, and it's little things that you don't know how you can change somebody's day. But in order to do that, you've got to be grounded, and you've got to have me time, and you've got to be happy with you and spending time alone.
I remember the therapist were telling me that you need to have an update about yourself. When was the last time did you update yourself about yourself? And I was like, I know myself. I'm with myself all the time. And she was saying, the mobile. It's exactly when you put the mobile and then you start updating the apps, knowing what's new, what you can do, what's not. This is something that you need to do with yourself and sit with yourself. I mean, grab yourself a cup of coffee, sit with yourself and ask, "Hey man, how are you doing? How do you feel?" And so on. And this is when you give this kind of conversation, not beating up yourself all the time. You didn't do that, you didn't do that. And then you don't, I mean, if I'm sitting with my screen and it's all my mind, attention, and everything is going there, and then nothing about myself. And this is what happens. I mean, I'm going to say it, after a few years, you don't know yourself. You don't know what you like. You don't know what you wear. You don't know where you were. And then suddenly you discover that there are few years of your age and time. You don't remember anything because you were not there. You were doing other stuff.
Absolutely.
I want to build on that. I think one time the universe chose me to give me a me time, because we don't have this mentality. We're not trained to have a me time. Like Christian said, it's all about myself, deep inside me, concentrating, thinking about myself, and having a relaxed time by myself, not by friends and family. So I'm going to tell you a little story. In 2007, the universe chose me to join, to accompany my cousin. He has to go to Spain. He has to do a cornea transplant. And actually, at that time, I was married and I have kids and I have my own company. And he needs someone to travel with him because he can't see, and his wife cannot come with him at that time. So I decided to go with him this trip, to accompany him. So we went to, Alicante in Spain.
Yeah,
you know this?
yeah,
Yeah, Roland? Yeah, it's
yes,
a very
yes,
nice
yes.
Alicante. Yeah. We stayed there like for 2 months actually. So it was only visiting the hospital once a week, and then all day I'm sitting at the beach. It's a me time forced by the universe.
Oh,
Yeah,
what a hard life, eh? What a hard life.
yeah. That
Yeah.
was the best me time I had. And then the universe decided that it's not enough. So we took the airplane and went to Miami, to Miami Bascom Palmer Eye Institute in University of Miami, because his eyes was needs some another surgery. And then we stayed there for 6 months in South Beach, Miami, every day having my me time on the beach,
I'm surprised you didn't
reading,
go blind watching all that on the beach.
reading
Yeah.
a book. Nothing. I just shutting down all my activities with Cairo, the internet, and only telephones. Yeah, no. At that time, no video conference was available in good quality. Yes, but I think at some time we need this kind of space. In 2012 or 13, I took a meditation course. Of course, Christian know it. It's a TM, Transcendental Meditation. It's a technique from India. It was actually a turning point in my life, because I have been trained to meditate every day for 20 minutes. So it's a me time for me, transcending, closing my eyes, doing what's so called the mantra, going deep into my side, myself, learning more, and seeing things in a very clear picture, and it relaxes me and make me feel actually good about the surrounding after this meditation. So we have to plan our me time. If you don't plan it, the universe will plan it for you. Yeah.
I don't
Absolutely.
mind going to Miami. No, no. So I'm gonna be waiting for the universe.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Miami and Alicante. Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me time in the morning and clubbing at night.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice, nice. Well, gentlemen, when we talk about me time, and the point is being by yourself without feeling loneliness or loneliness. And uh, how about that, guys? Maybe we're running out of time. Maybe we have another discussion, not sure, about being really by yourself without stepping into from one relationship to the other ones, because we don't want to be by ourselves, just scared or be
Well, you
by
need to.
yourself.
I think we all need to, because that's the time when you can reevaluate yourself. You evaluate, why was that relationship not working? Was it her? Was it me? Is it something that I need to change on? But if you go from one relationship to another, you're using the same bait. And something Mounir said, you know what I mean? We need to upgrade ourselves. So if you can imagine, like when we were 18 is the 1.8, then the 2.1. When you hit 30, you're 3.0, 4.0, so every sort of 10 years, we have to upgrade ourselves. And the only way you can do that is take the time by yourself, with yourself, to reflect on yourself and to grade yourself.
Yeah.
Am I still doing things that I learned when I was 16, 17, or have I managed to kick it in the ass? What other bad habits have I picked up? Are you happy with everything you do, everything you say? Are you careful with what you say around people? Because words can be deadly, but in order to know that, you need to know your own mind. And I'm a true ambassador. I think you do need spaces between relationships, because what you're pining for is usually deep within. Do you know what I mean? So a relationship should complement your life, not be a substitute. Do you know what I mean? We spoke a few weeks ago about the different types of relationships, and a codependent relationship is people that haven't had time away to take time to work on themselves. Because if you work on yourself, you're happy with that person or without that person. And as you said, Roland, you know, it's being by yourself and not feeling lonely. You know what I mean? Be your own best friend, you know?
Absolutely. Gentlemen, I would love to have on the next show discussion, especially about this topic, about having a time for yourself without, I mean, please, the guys who are married, like Hazem and Mounir, it's not about getting divorced for this practice. No, please, no misunderstanding. But let's have a discussion about this, about the benefits of, because to be honest, I always was from one relationship to another, and right now I'm really experiencing how good it is for myself to be by myself, and absolutely, I want to have a discussion about that. But before we close the show, gentlemen, how can we support our dear brother Mounir that he makes sure that he gets me time and all the other brothers out? How can we support him that he really takes some me time and enjoys it without feeling guilty?
Yeah, he's got to learn to say one word: no. You know, no. You know, and not feel guilty when you say it, because you'll burn yourself out, my friend. You know, and then life will tell you you're going to take that breather. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Personally, take that time for you, my friend. You know, you'll benefit for it, even if it's just walking. Have you got a nice big garden? Take your shoes off and walk in the grass, or stick your feet in a pond for 20 minutes and just think about nothing. Just little bits like that, and then build up to an hour a week. Start with an hour a week and then go for an hour a day within 6 months. That's your New Year's resolution.
I got, gentlemen, I have an idea. I remember years ago when I was in the nutrition industry, some of my clients said, yeah, the product is good, but I forget to take it because it was not, they're not used to take it on a daily basis. So I said to them, if it's okay for you, I send you every day a WhatsApp. Have you taken your, I don't want to make an advertising product, have you taken your Juice Plus today? And then when we get used to it, then you let me know and I stop texting you every day. So Mounir, if you want, we have this Wild and Hard group. We can remember you every day. Text you every day. Did you have at least a 5-10 minutes me time? Do you want this, brother?
Do you know that Microsoft now is giving me these warnings, and Viva, every morning in the morning they said, okay, you have this hour with no meetings or nothing. We should put a break there. And then it just fly. And then after that, there is this weekly report, and then the quiet time in a week. They will say the quiet time that you did not work or you did not, but during when you are awake, it was like 2 hours or 3 hours in a week time. So this is, and it's always sending me this kind of reminders. It's time to close business. And by 7, 8, 9, every time they add an hour, but it's not working as well. So I don't know. I think it's always comes from the encouragement of real friends like yours, and as well as that the understanding of that I need to do something myself, and I need to do it, believing in it.
And something you said earlier on was like, hang on, I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, that you were working all the hours God sends, and little oversights and little slip-ups were happening. So you're working 18, 19 hours that are not 100% productive. Whereas if you said, right, I'm working from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. and after that, it is what it is, you will make sure that everything is done in those times. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you could overwork and not actually gain anything, where you could do less work and be more beneficial, which might give you a little bit more time for you, which is all we want. It's you time, my brother.
Of course.
I got a question.
Yes.
Mounir, do you have children?
Yes.
Okay, maybe for your next me time, your first me time, maybe you want to ask yourself the question, like, as they are learning from you, is this behavior you're showing up, like not taking me time, is this something you want to learn? You want your kids to learn from you?
Yes, wallahi, of course, Christian. And this is something I always put, but I know that words is something, and then what they see you doing is something else. So for my, you know, I have two steps. My own sons now are 20 and 17, and now a lovely girl was 12 and 11. And they are always saying, you're always working, you're always looking at this, are you even married? And then they make some, you know, jokes about it. Do you really have some time together? And that's and I always say that for the people in the office as well. No, go home. You don't have to work this way. This is the weekend. Why are you working? And then normally what they say, why are you working?
And they're right.
But
take some of your own advice.
Absolutely. It's I always give it. I know what's right and what's wrong, but there is this kind of inner thing that fights it, and I need to work it.
Mounir, sorry, but
Guilt.
if we would be in a business situation right now, I would tell you, you are starting to negotiate with me, and this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, sorry, we have to close out. Thanks a lot. Take your me time now, gentlemen. Thanks a lot. Take your me time. It was really interesting to hear all your different me times, or why you really what you're doing in your me times, and what benefits you have, but also why you're struggling not having a me time. So thanks a lot. It was really interesting. And ladies and gentlemen outside, please go on our website, bonfiredocs.com. You find all the recordings when you miss the show, when you go through different episodes, but you also find the contact details of this amazing gentleman here on the show. Guys, thank you so much. When you have time, please stay backstage a minute afterwards for a short discussion. Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, see you next Wednesday, same time, same procedure, different topic. Thanks you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.